Hey, what is going on, guys? Pineapple Sway time with you guys a Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League video. We're bringing a heavily requested video, which is a Miss Freeze build. I'm still working on my pure Season 2 build, as a lot of you guys commented to on the last video, which I greatly appreciate. Probably one of the best videos on my channel, but let's get on with this build. I'm going to show my talent tree and skill tree later on at the end of the video, but first off, obviously first item, we're running the tier 2 Two-Face assault rifle, just so we can get that bonus. We have Killer Frost tier 2 LMG here, which we don't actually use this weapon. This is more to just help with the infamous set bonus. And then we have Parasite's melee, and we get the interesting synergy with Killer Frost and Parasite. Although I will say we don't really melee much with this build, and then obviously we have the Firefly Grenade. I feel like the Firefly Grenade is kind of a staple for every build, and I like the synergies with Two-Face and Killer Frost. And then our shield mod, we are running Parasite's shield mod, so I don't know if the two synergies stack with each other, so technically we would get 100% shield boost when we reach the 10 stacks. And then we have Turtle Still Force Conduit. We had to go back to Season 0 to get this item. And then we have the tier 2 Killer Frost set for our neck bomb to get a pretty nice bonus, a 1000% damage boost once we reach 20 heat absorption stacks. But we lose our shield though, but the way I play kind of makes it interesting. And then here's an interesting glitch. We're running Jinx's Unlucky Coin, but you can actually get 2 stacks of the coin. And what I mean by that, as you saw right there, we only got 1 coin bonus, but if you have 2 coins in your loadout, you select the first coin and then you go back to your main coin, and then the game will grant you 2 bonuses. So we can run a bonus to fire and ice. As you can see right here, we have 2 bonuses, while, as most of you guys know who have played since the beginning of the game, Jinx's coin usually is supposed to only give you 1, but that's just if you want the extra damage, since I know fire and ice can be pretty nice, and occasionally I will use ice. But we're going to showcase the build right here. My favorite thing to do with this build though, as you'll see in my loadout kind of reflects that, is obviously we're going to use grenades a lot when we can to burn the enemies, but I like to basically get 20 heat absorption stacks, and then once we lose our shield, we will get a huge bonus to damage, and then it'll activate the tier 2 Killer Frost bonus, and then I like to pop my ultimate to regain my shield back. And that's kind of been the flow that I've been going with, and like always, this is pre-recorded footage, so it's not live, but I've had a lot better runs than this. This just took a little bit because I wasn't really throwing grenades. I was kind of just intentionally trying to show how much damage I can get with the guns and how much damage I was doing. This is only Mastery 325, I believe, but I would say this build is definitely a valuable option. I would say maybe to push to 1,000, but if not, I think I could definitely get to 600, 700 with it. And the thing is, this build can be a lot better than what it is. I just need to get certain items to make it better. Specifically corrupted gear, which I've been grinding to get, and that's what I've kind of been pushing back my pure Season 2 build on, because I need some corrupted items from the Brainiac boss fight. But I would say one unique thing about this build is we're not running the IV gear set, and we're doing a lot of damage. Nothing crazy. Obviously, the IV gear set would probably cut our time in half. Excuse me, because this mission took about 3 minutes, which isn't insane, but with the IV gear set, you can finish this mission in like a minute or 2 minutes if you're lucky. While this took about 3 minutes, but as you can see right there, with the low shield, we activate our ultimate, and I was kind of just rusty. I was missing a lot of shots. But you guys kind of get the idea. As you can see, we're getting huge damage boost numbers once we activate, or once we burn them. And then occasionally, I don't think I used my ice affliction here, but we do use ice occasionally on some missions. If, I need just a quick pick-me-up, ice is a good go-to. Same thing with the squad ultimate. One thing I really like about Freeze's squad ultimate is everyone 20 meters from you will become shield harvestable. and she can do some pretty crazy damage numbers, and she has no melee cooldown, which I find very interesting. Right there, oh, as you can hear thunder probably in the background. Um, but yeah, so Freeze has no melee cooldown, so she can just infinitely melee, and which could make Shield Harvest builds pretty valuable for Freeze specifically, especially with some of her utility that she has to offer. She's definitely, I would say, the most unique character out of the batch. Obviously, you can't get you can't be super unique because everyone revolves around gunplay, but just certain abilities and things she has to offer makes her, I would say, probably the best character in the game. And then um, most people like her traversal. You know, I'm gonna shout out my friend Clint. Shout out Clint. You know, he doesn't like Freeze's traversal. Not sure why, but he's a fan of Joker's traversal. While I'm the complete opposite. I don't like Joker's traversal, but I absolutely love Freeze's traversal. So, I mean, it kind of just depends on you. But once again, as I mentioned last video, you don't have to run these items. Just run whatever you want to run and have fun. But like what I said, a lot of you guys have been asking for a Miss Freeze build, and this is sort of what I've came up with. And I would say it's very out of place because I'm kind of just running random items, but when you combine everything, it is super, super fun and destructive. And I know a lot of people want builds that don't revolve around Ivy gear set because the Ivy gear set is the most overpowered thing in the game. And I'm pretty sure at this current moment of time, Miss Freeze doesn't even have access to the Ivy gear set because every time you craft the Ivy gear set item, it's for Freeze, it's granted to Joker. Not sure why that is, not sure what the reasoning it is, so I feel like a lot of people who want to play Miss Freeze and who want to give Miss Freeze a fair shot probably have no idea what to really run because, I mean, the Ivy gear set is just that overpowered. And then we're going to showcase the last mission of the day. We were able to knock this mission out in about 2 minutes. That's normally our average time. The first mission that I showed off when you have to kill 150 enemies, usually I can get that done in about a minute or two, while last time it took 3 minutes. In this mission, 2 minutes is my average. I think my best is like a minute 30. And then on the I can't think of what the other mission's called, but basically the Rescue Miss Freeze mission, Mastery mission, that normally takes about 3 minutes as well. Since I know time can play a big factor for a lot of missions, because if a mission takes a lot of time, it's not going to be in my rotation. That's just kind of my, you know, how I feel, because I don't want to play a mission that takes on average 5 to 6 minutes when I can play another mission that takes, you know, about a minute or two. And right here is kind of just the same thing. We're burning the enemies, throwing our grenades, using our traversal to regain shield, and just kind of shooting away. Nothing more, nothing less. As you can see right there, we lost all of our shield, but we popped our ultimate, but then we lose our shield again. So technically we get a pretty nice damage bonus. And as you can see at the bottom of the screen, like all of the bonuses that we're getting on the bottom left corner is absolutely insane. And we're just kind of going crazy. Just killing enemies left and right. And like what I said, this took about 2 minutes, which is pretty average for me. And like what I said earlier, this build, I can definitely make it a lot better, like way better than what I currently have, which, you know, gives me a lot of room to make some pretty cool videos for y'all. And I think this build alone has potential to get the Mastery 1000, but I think it's definitely a lock for at least Mastery 600-ish. Like what I said, I'm going to be posting a lot of updates and a lot of build videos since that's what you guys have been requesting like crazy, which I'm glad because, you know, I'm glad to see that a lot of people want to see these videos and want to see a lot of builds. Because I'm not going to sit here and say I'm the best player in the world, but I feel like I at least have an idea of what I'm doing. And when it comes to build making and, you know, trying to push for high mastery. But yeah, we're almost here though at the very end of the mission. As you can see right there, we finished it off. Almost lost all of our shield, almost died. But that's kind of the thing with this Killer Frost build. You want to lose your shield. And then, like I said, I use the squad ultimate to gain our shield back. And then right here, I was just checking to see our damage numbers. I'll probably put it in the thumbnail of what the build looks like when we're fully ramped up, because it's pretty crazy. of just what the damage numbers are. And then obviously I will say, huge disclaimer, I don't know why I'm not mentioning this at the beginning, but this video takes place during the freeze damage bonus event. So freeze is getting 100% flat damage boost to everything. So the damage numbers might be a little fluctuated, but honestly from what I've tested, because I tested the same build with Quinn and it was still pretty effective with her, it's just freeze, this build just fits freeze better. But I'm going to cut it short. I'm going to show my talent tree and then my skill tree at the very end. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please consider liking and subscribing. And once again, thank you guys for all the support on these Kill the Justice League videos. It is absolutely insane. And I will have a lot of builds for y'all coming soon. You know, just got to go and play a lot and just sort of craft and go. Anyways, though, this is Pineapple Sway. Peace out.